Hello. So today we're playing Floating Sandbox. Just so you know, this is actually going to be the first and the last video for Floating Sandbox in 2024. No other videos related to this are coming up. So yeah. And also, unfortunately, I cannot do sound. It's because it overlaps with my voice, and I know you need to hear my voice in order to understand what's happening. So for the time being, I cannot add sounds, otherwise it would overlap my voice. Sorry for the inconvenience. So, anyways, let's start sinking the Britannic. Also, in the video, we are going to be sinking the Britannic and many different hospital ships also. So now the Britannic is going to get hit by a wave right here, and the bow is starting to oh yeah, the crow's nest over here, it got absolutely demolished. Absolutely demolished. And so is this one. And it looks like the propellers have stopped. So it doesn't look like the ship is going to be moving anymore. So now the Britannic is starting to plunge, but somehow it still manages to rise up. So now all of the water is starting to flood into these back compartments, and it's starting to flood really, really quick. And hey, look, there's even a little crack here. So just because of that one tsunami, that one big wave, look what happened to the Britannic. Yup, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So let's just wait until the bow goes down into the ocean. Let's just sink it a little bit quicker by adding water into it, and then we move on into the next ship, shall we? Anyways, let's just keep doing that. And also, I count it as a sinking when it goes below the water. Not like when it hits the bottom necessarily, but when it's below the water, I count it as the ship sinking. Okay, so it looks like the Britannic has sunk and it's not going to rise up. So now, on so now we go here to loading the ship, and then we just there we go. So now we are going to sink the HMHS Imagination, which by the looks of it looks to be a hospital ship. So let's just speed it up a little, speed up the ship, and yeah, let's just let it go faster. And instead of a wave hitting it, I'm actually going to do a split right down the middle. But let's just, oh yeah, lasers. So it turns out we are using lasers. So I'm just gonna cut it right down the middle. Right there. Look at that fire everywhere. So now the ship is gonna start melting, and as you can see, it's already kind of like splitting down the middle, kind of. It's still kind of functioning though, because it ship is still moving. Oh, come on. We gotta sink this fast. So now, as you can see, there's a huge gap in the middle of the ship. So now let's just ruin it down here. And there goes the lights. So now the middle of the ship is burning, and it's not looking so good for the imagination. Okay. So now the bow and the stern is starting to come close together. They're kind of like merging in this weird way, as you can see. And it looks like the ship is starting to go down faster, like steadily faster. And there goes the bow right here, and there goes the stern. So now the stern is starting to rise up like this. And I wonder what that flag is. Like, what is it? So now it looks like the stern is gonna like start plunging now. It took its final plunge. And now this is probably gonna be one of the only times I'm gonna look at a wreck. So this is it. The HMHS Imagination. Right here. Sunken into the ocean. And let's look at the bow right here. And looks like it's gonna plunge now and it's gonna hit the ocean. I think it's gonna hit hard and boom. Well, not too hard, but hard enough. So let's go here again. So this time, I'm actually going to try looking for something else right here. Um, the Aquatina right there. Load it up. And now we got this. So now I'm gonna sink this. So like in the bow sinking way, kind of like the Titanic. So now the Aquatina is starting to go down by its bow, and yeah, it's starting to go down a little bit, but it's not going down too fast. Nothing really of concern. But now it looks like the bridge is going to start flooding, and it looks like the first funnel is going to collapse. And boom. And boom. I'm trying to do it like the Titanic movie sinking, which splits down, kind of like this. And boom. There it goes. Sinking kind of like the Titanic now. An eerie resemblance. So now there goes the stern. I'm going to let it break off right here. And the stern is going to start sinking just a tiny little bit slowly. And it looks like the stern is about to go down now. And looks like the bow has like pretty much flipped in on itself. And it looks like the stern did too. So now it's going down. Boom. It's sunk. Okay. So what other ship can we sink? And yes, there are many other ships in this game. Like a lot. So I'm gonna see if there's any others. I think that might be kind of it, but I'm gonna keep looking for other ships. I think that's pretty much it, except the the Danic, and I cannot pronounce that. So yeah, let's load this up. And darn, that is a massive ship. So now this is probably going to be one of the last ships I will sink, one of the last ones. And it looks like yep, it's a big ship, all right. Okay, so this time let's do something different. Let's simulate a propeller explosion. So right here, and I'm also, are there any other boilers? Oh, yes, there's boilers. So I'm going to put one here, put one there, put one there, and right there. I'm just pretty much loading the ship with this. And now I just have to press D, and then there it goes. It goes kaboom. So there goes. Is that the propeller flying? The propeller is literally flying into the sky. So now let's just like for short, let's just call this the HSV for short because the name is actually too hard to say. The HSV, the stern of the HSV is starting to go down kind of fast, and it looks like the rooms are especially flooding kind of fast back here. And I don't know if the ship is going to split down the middle. The crow's nest is starting to go backwards, and it looks like the propeller has finally returned into the ocean. So now I'm not sure if it's realistic to like couple down a smokestack like this big, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So now it's kind of going really slow, and the crow's nest is pretty much like completely like disconnected, pretty much. And it looks like the stern is already hitting the ocean floor. Well, let's just assume there were a few mines over here. Just let it blow up, because the ship has to sink a little faster. So boom, there it goes. So now the bow of the ship is going to start sinking slowly, but I do not want that. Let's make a giant tsunami, because why not? And I think that might be good enough. There we go. So now it's gonna like start going towards the ship now, and the bow is pretty much not safe anymore. This area here completely got filled up with water, and it's starting to fill up here. And the water, the wave, the tsunami pretty much is starting. It's gonna start hitting the ship. As you can see, there are actually some lights flashing back here. And it's starting to come crashing down on the ship. And now it looks like all the cargo holds are pretty much bursting right now, and they're all filling up with water. And the ship is going to start sinking at a much faster rate. But it's pretty much still up like that, which is kind of weird. That's because of this. So let's just wait a little bit and see. It looks like it's going to start sinking now. There we go. So now it's pretty much taken its final depth. Like it's starting to like go down under the wave, and boom, there it goes. So this is going to be actually our last trip. We are going to be sinking, and yeah. So I'm just gonna like go here. This is the interior of the HMHS Dana. So yeah, let's sink this one. The thing is, I do not really know where to sink it because we mostly tried all the other options already. But there is one thing that we can do. Trigger a storm. So now these clouds are going to start coming in from where my cursor is currently. It's going to start moving this way. And it's going to start looking really bad for the Dana. I'm also going to summon up some lightning. Just for fun. Just for fun. And now the pretty much back here, the ship is completely on fire. Looks like a few bedrooms are on fire, or some passenger rooms. And it looks like only this part of the ship, where the boilers are, is safe. So now it looks like right above this propeller shaft, it's like gonna start filling up with water, possibly. But how about we summon more lightning? Like a lot. There we go. There we go. So now pretty much the grand staircase on the front of the ship remains, and it looks like this is going to start sinking first. So we'll let Danik do its thing. And then I'm going to like end the video. So now over here, I do not know how this flame is still standing. And it looks like nothing is really happening over here, except let me just summon a wave. And of course, some more lightning. Like a lot of lightning. Boom. So now all the flames are starting to be extinguished, and the grand staircase isn't safe anymore, and it's not grand anymore. And the bridge, the front of the ship is actually doing pretty well. I'm actually surprised. And the back of the ship here, it's starting to sink. And this is probably one of the only times I'm gonna like actually like, look at the wreck. So there it goes. So also, Floating Sandbox got a new update that added NPCs and this little light thing among with all the other stuff. This light thing, that way you could see the wrecks of ships more easily, which is kind of cool, honestly. So now let's just sink this thing already. And I'm actually gonna do something a little crazy, just bang it down, and I just bang it down a little. There we go. An unrealistic wreck, but there we go. So yeah, that pretty much concludes our video today. Check back for more videos like this in 2025. And if you want to be notified when similar videos like these come come up, then just subscribe to my channel. So yeah, have an early Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, happy early holidays, and yeah, goodbye.